All right, skill negative skill. We finished skill -1. Now we're on skill 0. Okay, skill 0. This is the most important skill. If you know this skill, all the other skills will come easier, and that's basically the conclusion that I came to. And I've only studied this skill for like about 2 days, basically, or like was it like 2 days. It's learning how to learn, but that doesn't sound nice. That doesn't sound appealing. That doesn't have a nice title to it. So I'm calling it learning how to expert. So you learn how to expert as fast as possible. One of the main teachers that taught me this, aside from Andrew Huberman, was a man named Scott Young. If you want to learn and you want to excel fast in life, you have to listen to the people, and you have to buy, if you have money, you have to buy the courses of people who are already successful to like increase your chances of success times 10 and as fast as possible. Okay, so now if you don't quit, you're bound to succeed, but basically they're going to help you with the speed thing to get you where you want to go as fast as possible, because they're going to be holding your hand, guiding you. Okay, so if you don't have money though, then what do? You consume all their free content. So I consumed all his free content. I didn't buy his book. I listened to summaries and stuff. So yeah, this is basically what we learned. This is skill 0. All right, so I made a playlist to that was all about this skill, learning how to expert, and then basically the playlist was only like 42 videos. But again, we talked about it here. You have to do the bare minimum that is required for success. After I was 20 videos in, I realized that all the people were basically regurgitating and re-saying the same things. And we'll get to it, but this is literally the 4 things you need for the success. All right. The title, Skill 0. All right, the step 1 is pre-learning. So basically you have to pre-plan. You have to take away all cognitive load from your mind. You cannot think about what will happen next, what we're going to do. You can't be overwhelmed by the amount of stuff you're about to do. No, first you need to know what you're going to learn. That's the easiest part. Title it. Order of learning. Make chapters for it, basically. But don't get a book and then start making chapters and stuff and then start taking notes. You're wasting time. If you want to succeed, you have to do the bare minimum for success. Okay, order of learning, basically just know what you're going to learn and then how you're going to learn it. Know what you're going to learn, the steps you're going to learn it in, and then know how you will learn it. Will you consume videos, write, whatever. Basically, this how you will learn it will come. Don't focus on that one, me personally. All right, so you'll plan everything. You'll plan like, what was it called? The topics, the whatever. But all of this is mentally, because if you take notes, you're going to be wasting time. All right, now you make a hard deadline. This planning should not take more than 10%, or not 10% is the maximum you can take. It should be less than 10% at max. But reality, it should be around 5%. If it's around 5%, you're doing good. I would say a little less than 5%. The goal should be a little less than 5% or a little over 5%. All right, now let's get into the actual learning. Learning consists of these 4. If you're doing these 4, you're learning, and you're learning at maximum efficiency. You have to be focused. Eliminate external distractions like people around you, like noise, like little brothers, like eliminate that. All right, now internal distractions. Basically eliminate anxiety, eliminate fears, eliminate worries you have, eliminate overthinking. You have to eliminate that stuff. And the way you can eliminate it is you keep a notebook by you, you keep a notepad by your side. So immediately when this internal distractions come up and you're focused on these internal distractions, you write down what you're thinking so that it comes off of your brain and it's no longer like a cognitive load on your brain. All right. Training focus. This is basically focus how to train. You can do this by many methods. You can use breathing techniques. You can stare at a wall for like 10 minutes. You can do nothing for 15 minutes and stare at a wall. Or like stare at your work and don't start. But the best way, I guess, is to actually get started. Just like promise yourself that you're gonna do what you're gonna do for like 2 minutes. Use the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it. And if you're procrastinating on doing something, tell yourself you're only going to do it for 2 minutes, and then you'll find yourself having completed the task. All right, directedness. This is the second main component. Use what you're learning 100% practically how you want to use it. Use what you want to learn, how you want to use it. If you're learning how to fix cars because you want to become a mechanic and you want to fix cars, don't just read textbooks, answer questions, do tests. No, actually go out and fix the cars. You're learning it so you can fix cars. So fix cars. That should be what you're mainly doing. This is the main key. The main key is right here. This one doesn't You could get rid of this, you get rid of this, you get rid of this, but directedness, using how you want to use it, is the main component. This is why people with less information than you actually win in life. This is why people with less information than you are and are less smarter than you and are dumber than you are winning more than you. They actually use what they want, how they want to use it, which should be basic stuff, but people like to move on to what was it called? People like to do this thing where they focus on the non-important tasks. They focus on a bunch of different stuff except what they actually want to do and the main important thing. All right. Drilling. Now this is where you identify weakness and then apply specific practice. All right, so basically, I used to play basketball. I still play basketball once in a while for fun. And then there's this thing where when a player, when there's one player that you want to attack personally, you call ISO. You say, okay, ISO, everyone get back. And then it's just you and him. This is how the problem should be. It should be, you should drill it. This is where the drilling comes in. You have to drill it, apply specific practice, isolate. And then the last step is feedback. So feedback is basically, without feedback, you're not going to be getting better. You're going to do what you need to do. You're going to be doing what you need to do, get done, but you're not going to be getting better and you're not going to be getting faster. And soon you're going to actually come up with a problem that's actually called, I forgot what the problem is called, but basically you're going to go, when you're doing something for so long, you're going to be able to do it on autopilot. And when you're able to do it on autopilot, you're not going to be able to get better and better and better at what you're actually doing. You're not going to be able to improve. So you need constant feedback. That's why a coach, invest in a coach. If you have money, invest in a coach. The best coach that I would say you should invest in is one that is like not that big yet, but is not small either, and like he's showing you and giving you proof and giving you tons of free value straight up. That's the type of coach you should invest in. Okay, because the big coaches, they don't have time for you, and the little coaches who like are showing no proof and stuff, they really don't know what they're doing. They're doing a bunch of different stuff. All right, so this is basically the game plan. This is the only thing you need. If you had skipped to this part of the video, don't worry, you did not miss nothing. Get in. All right, this is the game plan. First, you pre-plan what you're doing. Just pre-plan on it. I already explained how long you should pre-plan and all that, so if you forgot, go back. Okay, now you identify only the vital things you need for success. The things that you need to do to succeed, and only the important parts, that's what you focus on, and that's what you do. All right, now you're going to use direct practice. Direct practice is basically, okay, I'm going to be yapping here because I kind of forgot. I messed up with this note. I don't remember what it means exactly. But direct practice is basically use what you're learning 100% practically. And direct practice also, you have to be focused while you're doing it. Subliminal learning does not count. Doing something subliminally does not count. You have to be 100% focused and doing it while you're focused. Okay, now iteration and feedback. Right after you finish doing what you're doing, go right back to it. Go right back to it. Like after an hour, after you rest for an hour, go back to it. Get a coach to consume free content on YouTube. Find out what you're doing wrong. And yeah. And then a bonus is, after you iterate and after you do feedback, make sure you're able to explain. Actually, no. Before you do the iteration and feedback thing, you have to actually test yourself. Make sure you're able to explain. If you're not able to explain, go back to the books, but not just yet. It means you need to go back to the books, but don't go back just yet. Do the iteration and feedback. Learn from a coach. Learn from free content. Consume, people explaining to you why you did what you did, why you shouldn't have done what you did, stuff like that, stuff along those lines. And then go back to the books, because you need to be able to explain like you're a 5-year-old. It's called Eli 5. Explain like I'm a 5-year-old. If you can't explain to a 5-year-old, you don't understand the topic well enough. Pre-plan, plan out what you need to do. Only identify the vital portions and only do those. Use direct practice. Use what you're learning how you want to use it. Then after you use it how you want to use it, make sure after you rest, iteration and feedback. Iterate on what you wrote. Go back over what you wrote. Make sure you're able to explain why you did this, why you did that, why you did that. And then you get your feedback, and then if you're not able to explain though, go back to the books. All right, that's 10 minutes. Got you. Log it out. I feel like this is a lot of free value. This is a lot of free value, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so this is basically my brother said it's a lot of free yapping. All right, so basically this is all you need to learn. This is the only video you need to learn on how to learn. Use only the bare minimum for success. All right, hey, I'm logging out.